Welcome to Keep 'em Running, and this, our new project car. So we have here a 2.7 Boxster. It's a 2000 on a W plate. It is in fairly good fettle for what I wanted, which is that it's really ready for some attention, various places. We've got some bits of dodgy lacquer which we can sort out, bit of paint that wants correcting. Seem to have here this bumper is a bit misaligned and also dull lacquer. We're going to take that off and investigate. I will be doing a service on it because I can't see in the receipts I've got that it's had a service anytime recently, so that will be a first footfall. And there's some definite bad bushes in the rear suspension, so I'm thinking of a full suspension refresh on this and possibly with a set of Bilsteins to uprate it slightly. I've not driven this much yet. I've not driven it with the roof off yet. I do have a hardtop for it as well, and I do have another set of wheels, but I just love these Fella style. They're so Porsche on. But yeah, just driven it a little bit and I love it. So very excited about this project. Please stay tuned and see what we do. Alright, so we're up and ready for our first undercarriage inspection. Let's see what we have under here. So straight away we see some of our usual bits of non-structural corrosion on these older motors. See here the control arms that we're going to replace, but looking around the bottom here, all looks fairly good to me. Looking a little further though to see what could look like an IMS issue. It isn't though, but this does come to haunt us later on, so stay tuned to find out what it is. Today I'm going to do an oil change. It's easy. This is my sump plug. This is our oil filter housing. That's the most easy oil filter to get to ever, that. And we're going to do spark plugs. Here's the other control arms that we're going to change. Up to date. And we'll be doing a front suspension as well. But initial inspection looks okay. Do you know what? It all looks kind of easy to get to. Now, part of the thing, isn't it, with Porsche is, you know, it's they are the experts of Le Mans 24 Hour. And part of that success will be how quick you can do work in a race situation. Alright, here's my new bits I've got for my service. Bosch spark plugs, of course. Bosch new oil filter element. Smaller than I expected, but I checked the part number, it is the right one. I've elected to give myself a nice sump plug. Drive belt, just because, and I'm gonna stick a K&N air filter element in this. May go for some cold air later down the line, but should give us a bit more flow. I like to put a K&N in. Alright, so I finally got access to the business bit. Some of you might know you've got to get access to the engine, you have to get the roof in what they call service position. Let's just get that up a little bit. There's a couple of straps here that we have to disconnect so that this is movable. And what I'm going to do in the top here is I'm just going to do the air filter element, which is in here. Okay, so since we have done a air filter element upgrade to the K&N, I thought I'd do this, what is allegedly a 3 horsepower upgrade, which is what's called the de-snorkel. So yeah, we sort of go in here, get this off somehow, and we should be able to remove what is a sort of what they call a snorkel. There's a little sort of tube channel and by removing that, allegedly you can get more air into the airbox and you get a better induction sound as well. Maybe that's all we get and it feels like more horsepower, but let's give it a crack. There you go. So here we can see this is the snorkel arrangement with some sort of bib in case it dribbles or something. Yeah, well, I can see how that's going to restrict airflow, so yeah, let's pull it out. Come on. So a little trouble wiggling that out, so eventually just got the end of my breaker bar to just crack it off. There it is. That is our snorkel. There you go, you can see. De-snorkeled. I always like to take the opportunity to clean those bits you wouldn't otherwise get to. De-snorkeled. Next job I'm looking at doing is spark plugs, which surprisingly is easier if I take a wheel off. I can see my coil packs there, you see them? So we're gonna try and get there. I think I'll lift it up a little bit. I'm also just going to take this little bit of inner arch off to help me get to the coil pack furthest to the front of the car. Another thing, oh, that is the entire clip and everything, it's off. Oh, that's easy, isn't it? Coil pack out. Let's see here, there's I don't see any cracks or damage. Not the long enough extension. Alright. Excellent. Oh, that was not tight. However, there is a specific torque setting, and that might have been it. Okay, see the condition of the plug. Yep, they ready. Right, here's our new one going in. They're going in. So obviously it's the same procedure for 3 spark plugs on that side and then for 3 on the other side. So onto the oil change, starting off by draining the old oil. Well, that's black. So I'm treating the Porsche to the good stuff. This is the Mobile 1 fully synthetic 5W 50 as recommended by Porsche Classic. So the 986 takes a full 8.5 litres of oil, a surprisingly large amount. Okay, so now I'm going to fit a new drive belt just as a piece of preventative maintenance. I've not had a look at the state of the drive belt currently, but I know it's on service schedule that you check it and replace if necessary, so replace. And this time I'm going to be accessing the engine, or what you would call the front of the engine, I guess, through here. So start off, remove this piece of carpet sound deadening, get in behind there, and it should be obvious. Refer to YouTube and all of that if I get stuck. But there you go. Pretty easy to remove that little bit of carpet. Pretty obvious what we've got to do now to get in there. So let's take these 10mm bolts out. Okay, so there you are. There's the front of our engine, and you can see our drive belt. It doesn't look in bad nick, but worth changing, right? Don't know when that's been done. Looks like it may have been there a while. So what I understand, I think this is the tensioner. So I think if I get a socket on that, I can then take the tension off the belt, get this one off. I'm going to take a photograph of it just to make sure I get the route right, and away we go. Yeah, great. Oh, see, I'd say that's a newish alternator I've got there, by the looks of that. Let's find a socket big enough for that. So that's out with the old and then in with the new one. Go, there's my new drive belt on. So I think a guide that makes it relatively easy to remember. Generally, you know that the rib side of the belt is going to go into these ribs on any of these pulleys, and where you've got the smooth pulley, that's going to be the back of the belt. So that might help you decide. What I've also done is I just pulled that tensioner and just sort of made sure I got them fairly central. I mean, mainly to make sure it's definitely in the grooves on all of these main groove pulleys. That on the smooth ones, it's kind of where it is, but it's gonna settle where it wants to be once it's run. So let's start it here now with this naked like this. Lovely. There you go. All that's left to do now is button it up, and that's our full service done. We could get the cabin filter done. I'll do that at some point later on. We have, since starting this video, made the insane decision to challenge ourselves and take this car to the Nürburgring. So we've put ourselves against the clock. Let's see if we can get it done and get it there, and more importantly, get it back, and also get some laps in, of course. If you want to see that action, and why wouldn't you, then please do subscribe and turn the notifications on and all that stuff or whatever. Hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to keep them running, and we'll see you in the next one.